Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're out here today with Tank and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Tank's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed. And the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Rich is going to be bringing Tank home with his very own training equipment. You're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, Tank is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Tank, heel. Now at this point, Tank has a job to do, and that is to walk along nicely next to you when you're walking down the street, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but maintaining pace with you. If you change direction, he should do the same. If you stop your feet, he has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So each time that you stop your feet, he sits nicely and he waits for you to tell him what to do next. And we do have a blanket out here for him since it's snowy back here in our training yard. So when he's sitting comfortably on his blanket, and the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. The long sit stay you can practice right in your house. You don't have to go out in the cold. It's going to be a stretch of cold weather, so you don't want your practicing to go to the wayside because it's cold. Practice indoors. Your long sit stay, 30 seconds, working slowly up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around, and you notice that Tank held that sit stay until Rich got back to his shoulders, and then Rich is going to tell him what he wants him to do next, and he tells him to heel. If he loses his focus, Rich will talk to him and get him back looking up at him, and that's what you want, that eye contact. Nice automatic sit, stay. Another sit stay. And this is what your video is to practice, practice, practice. It's very important with these adolescent, unneutered males is that you practice. This time, instead of returning back to Tank, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. It's Tank come. Tank's been taught to come and sit, which helps to eliminate some of his jumping issues. Then Tank goes back to heel and back sitting, and he's got amazing eye contact with Rich right now. Looking up, focused, paying attention in the moment. He's doing everything that Rich is asking him to do, both verbally and with body language. Stay. Rich leaves him in another sit stay, and he's going to demonstrate that come on command again. Stay. Stay. Come. He has him hold it, he brings him right in and has him sit, and then he goes back to heel and back sitting. Your heeling skills are for your outside walks. Now the next commands are our series of down commands, and your first one is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you're going to use your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay when you're practicing at home right in the comfort of your living room is for 1 minute, working slowly up to 5 minutes. Again, when you return back to him, you walk all the way around him. He should hold that down stay until you get back to his shoulders. You stop at his shoulders, and then you give him another command. Rich heels him out of that. And this is such good mental exercise for him. A lot of misbehavior in teenage dogs is boredom. And these workouts you can do, you put your video on, you work along with it, and you quickly lower the amps with the dog because they've had to use their mind, they've had to focus and pay attention. Now when he went to get up, you saw Rich say no, put him back into a down stay. Rich is going to call him out of this exercise unless he's getting distracted by the smells on the blanket, even though it's a clean blanket. And we would recommend that you neuter him sooner versus later because the adult male in him is coming out little by little, and that's why he's distracted by smells. Now this time Rich is going to leave him in a sit-stay. He's going to turn to face him. He's not going to go the full extent of the leash. You're going to work on lengthening that out, and Rich is going to put him into a down from a distance. Now he's being a little fresh, but Rich didn't give up or give in. He has to complete the exercise. And Rich can walk around him or he can call him in. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Tank's formal on-leash obedience commands. It is bitterly cold out here to the tune of about 16 degrees. There's snow on the ground and all those things taken into consideration. I think Tank did a pretty good job of demonstrating his new skills. Rich will take the time to go over everything with you tomorrow, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and Happy New Year.